It's far beyond the amount of its parts, and offers a tremendous equilibrium of the elements that mean quite a bit to a great many people. Battery duration, performance, screen quality, and photography are great. It's basically a similar handset as the Galaxy A22, the main distinction being that the Galaxy M22 doesn't uphold 5G, something reflected in the cost. Design and screen. 6.5 inches, 1600 by 720 Type A AMOLED show. Up to 90 Hz refresh rate. Solid unique finger impression scanner. Daintily furrowed plastic case. The Galaxy M22 is minimal and pretty. It's clad in a plastic shell decorated with a softly finished mathematical example of edges, which covers the sum of the backboard and rejuvenates a generally basic design. The edges additionally make the phone grippy and capable at concealing monstrous unique marks smirsash. The M22's 4 back focal points sit inside a square camera nock that protrudes by around 1 mm. That doesn't seem like a lot. However, you'll see it when you put the phone face up on a level surface and push down on the left half of the screen. It will shake from one side to another. On the phone's right-hand edge are the volume keys and a power button that bends over as a fast, solid, and simple to arrive at finger impression scanner. On the base edge are the USB-C charging port and 3.5 mm headphone jack. And on the left-hand edge is a space for a microSD card and double SIMs. There's no authority IP rating. The selfie camera sits inside a tier-style pattern at the highest point of the screen and can be utilized for face open, as it's a simply visual framework. It's not quite as secure as the finger impression strategy, but rather it's basically comparably fast and helpful. The actual presentation is a 6.5 inches, 1600 x 720 AMOLED board with a 90 Hz refresh rate that produces smoother-looking liveliness. An unobtrusive impact can make recordings and games look slicker. However, for more common use cases like messaging or perusing the web, you can change to 60 Hz to preserve battery duration. The screen's viewpoint proportion is 20:9. Pixel thickness remains at 274 ppi, and greatest brilliance arrives at 600 nits. To the extent that fancy odds and ends go, there aren't an excessive number of more that the M22 could press in, and the outcome is a showcase that can bear upping to the best of them. Dark levels are great, seeing points are impeccable, and utilizing outside on a radiant day is sufficiently splendid. You can likewise pick between a pre-configured normal showcase adjustment, which has the smallest blue color, and a more beautiful distinctive choice, which allows you to change the white equilibrium as you would prefer. Notwithstanding, there is an obvious issue at hand. The M22's ancestor, the Samsung Galaxy M21, comes outfitted with a more keen 6.4 inches 2340 x 1080 showcase. As I would like to think, the additional pixel thickness isn't particularly perceptible on a smartphone screen this size. However, would-be purchasers reserve each option to address it. Camera: 4-fold back cameras, 48 megapixel principal camera, always HDR, and a scope of modes. Disappointing low-light photography. The Galaxy M22 utilizes a 4-fold exhibit of back cameras consolidating a 48 megapixel f/2.0 principal focal point with a 8 megapixel f/2.2 ultra-wide focal point, a 2 megapixel f/2.4 large-scale focal point, and a 2 megapixel f/2.4 profundity focal point. A plan emits the impression of a smartphone that treats photography in a serious way, and by my retribution it's one of the most able and enjoyable to utilize camera frameworks I've run over on a smartphone this modest. The following are a few shots taken with the principal camera. In great light it can catch pictures with a strong measure of detail, but in tones that aren't completely consistent with life. Colors perpetually look much more energetic than they do as a general rule, with dim becoming cyan, and grass green here and there coming close to fluorescent marker pen. This can bring about more punchy and effective pictures that wouldn't watch awkward on Instagram. Yet assuming your essential point is validness, you might left care about. HDR isn't really compelling, with the M22 battling to find some kind of harmony among light and shade. It will in general decide in favor permitting an excessive amount of light to penetrate the most brilliant areas of photographs, bringing about distinctly overexposed skies. Performance: MediaTek Helio G80 chip. Android 12 with Samsung One UI Center. One of the most well-known issues with modest and lower mid-range smartphones is performance. However, that is not the situation here. The Galaxy M22 is a zippy handset that has taken care of all that I've tossed at it without even a hitch. It's fueled by the MediaTek Helio G80 processor, the very equipment that elements inside the Xiaomi Poco M2, Realme 6i, and Samsung Galaxy A22. While the crude benchmarks aren't sensational, see the table beneath. In actuality, utilize the Galaxy M22 will fulfill a great many people's requirements. You can perform multiple tasks with practically no observable drop in performance. Streaming is totally smooth, and it handles escalated games like Blacktop 8 according to plan. Additionally, the 90Hz refresh rate makes interactivity look even smoother. The Galaxy M22 has gotten the move up to Android 12, which runs under Samsung's One UI Center Skin, which is one of the most unhostile outsider UIs out there. It actually compels you to introduce a scope of applications, for example, Candy Smash Adventure, Facebook, CoinExpert, TikTok, and Samsung's whole productivity suite. However, it's not difficult to utilize and calm. Battery life: 5000 mAh battery, up to 25-watt fast charging. Ships with 15-watt fast charger. Battery life was a likely concern, seeing as the M21 utilizes a 6000 mAh and the M22 highlights a 5000 mAh battery. However, I've consistently had the option to get close to 2 days of purpose out of a full charge. That is exceptionally great for a phone that is basically as completely included as the Galaxy M22, and a key selling point: running the profoundly requesting 3D Mark Natural Life Stress Test benchmark for an hour drained only 7% of its battery, and genuine testing uncovered likewise brilliant outcomes. An hour of streaming Netflix spent 7% of the Galaxy M22's battery duration. 30 minutes of escalated gaming spent 8%, and 30 minutes of light gaming spent 3%. An hour of online music streaming spent 6% of its battery, while an hour of playing downloaded music spent 3%. The Galaxy M22 offers 25-watt charging, which isn't the fastest, however is essentially a move forward from 15-watt. Yet frustratingly, Samsung ships the Galaxy M22 with a 15-watt charger. Utilizing the hardware provided in the crate, it required 58 minutes to get the Galaxy M22 from a level battery to a half charge, and 2 hours and 9 minutes for a full charge. Notwithstanding, 25-watt charging was conceivable, with a scope of various chargers from various makers that I ended up having lying around the house. Finally, thanks for watching this videos. See you again next time.